Hi. It's January. No, I don't. No. The boss is barking. I need to go check on this. I'll be right back. Ever since she's been feeling better, she's become quite demanding. I guess she just had to be up here with me tonight. Kind of a pain in my furry butt. Wait, no. I'm going to put her down. So with the insistence of the boss, let's move on to what's happening in January. I was super shocked at how much stuff was going on in January, but before we get to that, if this is your first time here, hello and welcome. I'm Gretchen, the Tipsy Travel Gal, and I am a licensed esthetician and a travel agent, and it is my goal to eat, drink, and spa my way around the world. Of course, I would like to bring you with me, show you some really cool things to do, some amazing things to see, and of course, delicious things to eat and drink. My ultimate goal, inspiring you to travel, whether that be international or domestic. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, in the description of this video, I'm going to include my GoFundMe. It really would help me out a lot right now. It was a tough holiday season with COVID and RSV and everything else going on. Appointments got canceled, trips got pushed back. So yeah, it would really help me out. I will include that in the description. If you have a couple extra dollars, I would truly appreciate that as well. As always, here's my disclaimer for the what's going on around the world posts. I'm only one person. I am not omnipotent. Sometimes I just don't know about things. I just find things out and I find them interesting and I will put them on the list. So it is very possible that there's something very near and dear to your heart that I have missed. If that is the case, please comment when it is down below and I will be happy to add it to my calendar or talk about it next week if it is still going on. But remember, no anger. We're going to be doing 2024 as calm and happy as possible, people. But let's get on to January. There is a whole bunch of stuff happening this month. Now, most of the Christmas festivals, decorations, light shows, everything, they are done and over with. There are a couple left, however. Ending this month is the Luci d'Artista Christmas lights in Salerno, Italy. They are still up all the way through the 21st of this month. And the Amsterdam Light Festival is still going on till the 21st. So there's still a little bit of Christmas magic left in the air in Italy and the Netherlands. Continuing on through all of January and into February, we still have a lot of Tokyo illuminations. Now, most of them have taken down the Christmas aspect of their winter lights. So like the Christmas trees are down, any kind of Christmassy decorations, but the Jewel Illumination, which is the winter light show at Yokohama in Tokyo. Seriously? I honestly don't know what she wants at this point, so give me a moment. Okay, she has been taken outside. She has gotten a treat, which is probably what she wanted all along. I hope this rest of this video goes off without a hitch because I'm telling you it's a long one. And this could take me hours at the rate I'm going. All right, so I don't even know where I left off. So let's just go with this. The Jewel Illumination at Yokohama is still going on. The Winter Light Show is still going on all the way through January. So is the Habiba Magic Time Illumination. Again, all of the Christmas trees, they had a huge area of Christmas trees that were set up. Those are all taken down, but the winter illuminations are still going with that. The Tokyo Dome City Winter Illumination is also still going on all the way through January and into February. That's a city entertainment complex that has a lot of winter illuminations. Again, all the Christmas decorations have been taken out of it, but the entire complex is still lit up. And the Milight illumination, there's a 1.2 kilometer street that has 360 trees completely decorated with 1.2 million lights. Again, I feel like a broken record. The Christmas parts of the illumination are gone, but the twinkle lights are still going on all the way through January into February. Outside of Tokyo, Yokohama Milight is also still going on. The entire town is illuminated with winter decorations. Really, those are the last things that are still going on in terms of decorations and light illuminations around the world for Christmas. Now, the monarch butterflies have pretty much all gotten to their destinations by now. The Pismo State Beach Monarch Butterfly Grove now has 16,044 monarch butterflies in residence. And the Monarch Butterfly Reserve for migration just outside of Mexico City is also up and running now if you would love to go to the eucalyptus trees and see the flocks, nay hordes of monarch butterflies that are there overwintering. Now, even though Christmas is over, the Alaska Railroad Aurora train is still going because the Northern Lights do not stop at Christmas. That train runs from Anchorage to Fairbanks, and while you are in Fairbanks, definitely stop by the Aurora Ice Museum. Now, there's a lot of other places that are really well known for their winter adventures. One, of course, is the Canadian Rockies and Banff National Park. They have some of the best skiing, snowboarding, sleigh rides, hockey in North America. It's a beautiful place to go visit. You can actually stay in the park. If you, of course, are in Japan looking at some of those winter illuminations, Yokohama or Shirakawa-go are two older Japanese villages that look like winter wonderlands in the Japanese snow. Definitely something to check out while you're there. And of course, if you happen to be in Oslo, Norway, stop at Korkotrekken and go sledding. They have a huge sled track that actually you need to take a subway to go from the bottom back up to the top again. And then, of course, we've got flamingos breeding in Laguna Colorada, Bolivia. The whales have arrived in California, and you can see them at the Point Vicente Interpretive Center for the whale watching there. And, of course, the Right Market is still going on every weekend in Dubai. So that's what's kind of like still going on and happening. But what is starting new? Well, there is a huge list of things that are happening. Now, the beginning of this list is a bunch of things that are just kind of like going on throughout the month. And of course, continuing in next month as well. Things that have specific start and end dates. Those we will go into more length when we get to those weeks for the what's happening this week. There isn't a what's happening this week because there's nothing new going on this week. But we're going to do a brief overview of those as well. But we spent so much time in Japan for Christmas and now the winter. Let's stay in Japan, but we're going to stay in Japan proper for the Tokyo Sea of Clouds and the Forest Aurora. Now, Japan has a lot of mountainous regions. Obviously, Mount Fuji is there, but there's a lot more than Mount Fuji that are there. And they experience a phenomenon called unkai. And that's where people can get on top of the mountains and actually see the tops of the mountains peeking through the cloud levels. But, of course, these mountainous areas are not in Tokyo proper. But why should that ruin the fun? The Hotel Shinsanzo in Tokyo, they have their own sea of clouds that they create. This luxury hotel is built into a hillside and has a sunken garden. And spraying a fine blend of mists over the garden, they can recreate the unkai. Now, this actually goes year-round. It's not just during the winter. However, what's different for the winter, the Forest Aurora has been going on since November the 9th and will continue through February 7th. This was done to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the hotel, but to also celebrate the winter months and the Aurora Borealis. They replicate the Aurora Borealis by doing a light show through and over the Sea of Clouds, so it looks like the Aurora Borealis is touching down into this hotel. Yes, you can see part of it outside of the hotel, but if you want to see the Sea of Clouds over the garden and actually experience the whole thing, you have to be a guest at the hotel. This is a luxury hotel, but, if you want to stay there a night or two to see this beautiful light show, I think it would definitely be well worth it. The Hotel de Glace in Quebec City. It is now open and ready for business. This is the only North American hotel that is completely made of ice and snow. It is rebuilt every year with 40,000 tons of snow and ice. Now, of course, it is an amazing place to stay overnight. And in all honesty, it wasn't too out of bounds and pricey for like a regular room, but you can go into the hotel if you are not staying there. You do have to pay for passes. There are day passes and night passes because obviously it is illuminated at night. But yes, you can go in and check out the hotel without being checked in there. Now the rooms themselves, they have a basic room with either two doubles or a king, but then they do have themed rooms as well as luxury suites. Some of them have fireplaces and spa tubs. Now I was reading a little bit about it. They said that yes, the bed is made out of ice, but there is a wood shelf that with mattresses that sit on top of it, and they have special thermal blankets to keep you warm at night. But yeah, that sounds completely amazing, and I would love to go stay in this hotel. But let's go ahead and travel to Austria, to the town of Hallstatt. So Hallstatt in Austria is an alpine town on Lake Hallstatt. Surprise, surprise, right? And in the wintertime, it turns into a winter fairy tale wonderland. Not only is this a beautiful town, but with its preserved alpine buildings, it is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Along with the gorgeous architecture, you can wander the town looking for Lebkuchen and also pine cone schnapps, which, remember when I tried that pine cone candy? Wasn't really a fan of it.
Huh. That's an interesting smell. You can smell the rose, but you can definitely smell like that pine scent in there. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's not for me. And the more I chewed, the more I felt like I was, chewing on a Christmas tree. That just wasn't my bag.
But I have to be honest, I'm interested in pine cone schnapps, so, there we go. Now, of course, being in the Alps, this is a skiing and snowboarding paradise, but if you are not a skier or a snowboarder, don't worry, there are cable cars that will take you up into the mountains and up to observation decks to let you look at the Alps as well as look down upon Lake Hallstatt. For a little bit more low-key, there's a lot of cross-country skiing as well as saunas and thermal baths. So if you're looking for a little alpine winter vacation, Hallstatt may be the place for you. Now let's come back to North America and spend a little bit of time in the Dominican Republic. So mid-January through March, between 1,500 to 2,000 humpback whales will descend on the Dominican Republic to overwinter, mate, and of course raise their calves before heading back up north. Now these whales come from Iceland and Greenland, and technically they start arriving mid-November, and they don't completely all move out of the area until April. But the official whale watching season in Samana Bay in the Dominican Republic is mid-January through the end of March. And that is to allow the whales to actually get to Samana Bay, kind of set up shop before they start letting whale watching tours come into the bay and spend time with the whales. Now, as I said, they come down here to overwinter, but also to mate. So eventually, the inner part of Samana Bay is where the mother's ward is at. And the males, they kind of hang out along the rim of the bay while the mothers are tending to their calves. Now, Samana Bay itself is a protected wildlife marine sanctuary. And the only boats that get in there are tour boats, and they are heavily regulated. If you want to go down there for this event, Punta Cana is definitely an option to stay and relax, and a nice day trip to Samana Bay would be a perfect way to spend a day while you are vacationing in the Caribbean. Now, those are the things that are just kind of like going on all month and then rolling into next month. But now we've got some very specific events. We're just going to do a quick overview because I will give you more details on those later. But let's stay in the Caribbean. We're going to move on to Bermuda. Bermuda Restaurant Week starts on January 18th and runs all the way through February 29th. I know that is more than a week, but that is where restaurants all over the island of Bermuda have special menus with special pricing for you to come and celebrate, enjoy the culture and the food. Stowe Winter Carnival. Now, I know it seems like there are so many winter carnivals in Stowe, Vermont, but there's another one, and it starts on January the 18th and it runs through the 20th. And this winter carnival is all about ice sculptures. And of course, it is Vermont and it's ski season, so you can do that while you're there as well. The Fringe World Festival starts January 19th and runs all the way through February 18th in Perth, Australia. This is an art festival that is meant to be a festival for all. There are so many different mediums, from dance to comedy to street performers to magic. So many different things that are included in this, which is why it lasts for such a long time. But that is going on in Perth, Australia. The village of Bo Sang in Thailand is celebrating their famous Bo Sang umbrellas. On January 19th through the 21st is one of the smaller festivals in Thailand, especially in the Chiang Mai area, but an amazing one to boot. These are handmade umbrellas that are made out of bamboo and saw paper and then hand painted. So something definitely to look about mid to end month. The Kobe Luminar is finally returning after the pandemic, starting the 19th and running through January the 28th. This is a commemoration of the great Hanshin Awaji earthquake. There are illuminations at various locations throughout Kobe, and like I said, it is coming back after the pandemic, so definitely something to keep your eye out for at the end of the month. National Tulip Day is happening on January 20th in Amsterdam. Now, there's lots of different tulip days, but this National Tulip Day is a kickoff to tulip season. They start blooming in March, and that is the day that you get to go pick tulips in the center of town. The Chateau Day Balloon Festival is going to be rising above the crowd in Chateau Day, Switzerland. This is the Alpine capital of hot air ballooning, and this festival is in its 44th year. The island of Moustique, which is a small island in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is having their yearly Moustique Blues Festival. And that goes on from January the 24th through February 7th. And let's just say when we talk more in detail about this, towards the end of the month, we're going to be talking about Taco and Tequila Tuesdays. So, yeah, I mean, the Thai Pusam Festival will be in full swing on January 25th and 26th in southern India, but there is a huge Thai Pusam Festival in Singapore that we will be talking about. And let's just say that this festival is all built on ceremonial acts of sacrifice and physical burdens. The pictures I'm going to show you, amazing. If you're into jumping competitions and dressage, then you definitely want to be in Amsterdam. The 25th through the 28th for Jumping Amsterdam. That is the International Horse Jumping and Dressage Competition World Cup. Considering we're going into an Olympics year, people who win there will probably be participating in the Olympics. If the French Riviera and car racing is your thing, the Rallye de Monte Carlo will be going on the 25th through the 28th. I didn't know much about the rally car racing, and then as I started reading about it, I have to say I want to be there. This isn't NASCAR, this isn't Formula One. Last year's winner was a Toyota Yaris, and that's all I'm going to say. You gotta wait until the week of the 25th for more information, but yeah. That looks like a really good time and a lot of fun, and I wish I had the cash to go to Monte Carlo this year, but the show will go on without me, so, you know, there's that. And finally, something that I have actually witnessed myself is the Symphony of Lights in Hong Kong. Now, they go year-round, but January 26th through February 10th, starts Chinese New Year celebrations. I have been there for Chinese New Year, albeit at the end of it. It was amazing. I have seen the Symphony of Lights. Although I was there the year before they started doing the musical component. We'll talk about it when we get to that, what's happening this week. But yeah, amazing stuff. And that's it for the top of the month. I'm going to include the web pages for everything that I've got in the description of this. Also, I'm going to link you to my Tipsy Travel Gal website as well as my GoFundMe. I appreciate you watching this. Thank you so much. If you liked it, please give this a like and consider subscribing to my channel. Remember, if I've left something off the list, please feel free to comment below, or if you feel more comfortable, you can go find me on social media. I am Tipsy Travel Gal. Also, I do have a website. As I said, it's linked down below. And if you go to the top and look all the way to the right, this is my right, not yours. If you look all the way to the right, you will see a contact me page where you can go and send me an email. Thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, bye.